Hello. Yes, I feel the same. So, I just want to point out something that I've never heard anybody mention. Not that nobody hasn't noticed, but I've never heard anybody mention this. So, when it comes to universal basic income, I mean, despite the federal government, abusing shit and taking advantage of the populace and stripping them of everything that they have and taking everything for themselves and yeah. Other than that, the thing is about universal basic income and giving the government that kind of power to dictate how much money we all get to have. Do you understand what I'm saying? Oh, free money. No, they're trying to strip you of all the ways of actually making money yourself, while specifically choosing people. Well, let's put this in brackets. Paying people, to get them to do what they want, and then inviting them in on debauchery so that basically they own their soul, so to speak, and get them tied up in ways that they can't just leave. And if they try to, depending on how they try to leave, they may just get offed. And they've seen it happen. So that keeps them in line. Right? Close bracket. And you want to give them the keys to your income, to the amount of money that you can make. That's what you're doing. You're giving away all of your earning power over to the government, because this is what it's going to become. I mean, it already is that way, and they've tried to force it to be that way by spending, like, what was it, 40% of all the money made ever in the year of 2020 or something like that. I think it was 2020 where that was the year. I mean, they've since spent. They did that, and then they went on top of that, spent 60%. So the original plus 40% for the first one, right? And then a year later, they did that 140, right? Which, how do you get that 140% to equal 100%? So the new 100% would just be a different number, but it would, in comparison, be 40% larger than what it was prior to this large spending. But then it was 60% of that, like 60% of 140%. Added to, it's just crazy. Yeah. No, I mean, when you give them that, when they're doing that, I mean, you see how it is now, right? Everyone's been basically squeezed, literally, right down to the dollar. Sometimes going into debt. It seems now more and more going into debt. It's the consequence, and then you let them take away all of our jobs, just the way that they're doing now, which in some ways retroactively happens because of the crime policy. Like, either they subjugate you with authoritarian laws, not necessarily laws, but like a corrupt police state that uses stipulations that they purposefully put in certain bills to be able to abuse power, and that's whole putting people in the prison system and blasey, which has since turned into defunding the police and basically promoting lawlessness. including open borders and being undocumented and stealing, literally. Stealing is okay. Violence is fine sometimes. Like, this is crazy. And everybody's just like, okay, sure. Or they glorify it. It's just like, damn, alright. I mean, but for those who actually care about what's going on and about the direction of things, those who actually care, I just want to point that out. I mean, they've already been outsourcing. First, they outsourced all of our, manual labor jobs out. Well, for the most part, not all of it, but, most of it's now been privatized. So now they've become basically corporate entities. And a corporation, if you're successful, means you're also involved with the bureaucracy. And if you're involved with your bureaucracy, you're also involved with a agency, right? But above that, you have powers that go beyond, like, state jurisdiction completely. In fact, no, state jurisdiction? You know what I mean? What do you mean? What do you mean by that? When has that ever mattered? I guess whenever it comes to charging people with crimes, it matters. That's about it. They'll still try to charge you for maximum just about no matter what. Even if it's a scam, actually. Which is weird because you put people into the prison system, which only costs money. Like, I really don't understand. Either that or it's because they get free labor out of them. So then technically it's not really costing money because they get to feed them slop. Treat them like complete garbage. And promote a culture, basically, through what they're doing to the communities, just everything. It's really just about everything. You can't, like, most people just try to look at just one thing, but to really get the whole picture, you can't just look at one thing. You have to see the whole picture, and it includes everything. I'm not talking about just one thing. It includes everything. It includes everyone.